Hi guys.
Hello.
Welcome to another video, and today's topic is how to find a manufacturer. In our case it was in Bali, but it actually works anywhere because these are fundamentals we want to mention. And also we will mention our experience in looking for a manufacturer in Bali.
Yeah, what we were looking out for, what things were important to us, right?
Yeah, many important things. So let's start. So basically before we came to Bali, we were in England, and we were considering do we want a foreign manufacturer or a local or European manufacturer?
Yeah, so we were basically considering Europe or Southeast Asia. Not really England.
Not really England
Yeah.
because it was too expensive for us as a beginner, so we were considering Europe or Southeast Asia. These are probably one of the biggest manufacturing areas or regions in the world. Probably it's worth to mention which ones are the best ones in Europe, by our opinion.
Portugal is known as very good. Poland.
Yeah,
Lithuania.
is definitely Ukraine,
Ukraine.
until now probably, but still Ukraine is very popular as well.
Yeah. Turkey. It's known for its quality.
Turkey is super high quality, but
Yeah.
prices in Turkey go a bit higher these days. And Southeast Asia, definitely the biggest manufacturer in Southeast Asia is China. That's
sure.
number one in the world, really.
Then comes India, Bangladesh, Pakistan as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, Vietnam.
Vietnam is big one.
And actually Indonesia as well.
China has got a pretty bad stigma. Most of the people think anything produced in China is low quality.
Yeah, they think they are very not reliable people, which is not true.
Yeah, that's absolutely not our experience. In fact, we loved working with Chinese people. They are so on point. They
Yeah.
understand immediately. They always fit into time frames or
They
time
were-
frames we agree to.
They were very straight to the point, and it was super easy to deal with them.
Definitely don't be afraid. Not everything what is produced in China is low quality. They produce high quality items.
Yeah, that's from
As
our
well.
past experience.
I guess it's super important to mention where did we look for a manufacturer. So definitely number one site for Southeast Asia or the rest of the world as well is Alibaba. You will find all the manufacturers from Asia, Southeast Asia, the rest of the world
And
as
not
well.
only, yeah, because you can select by location. I think most of the people think it's only for China
Yeah.
to search in China, but that's not true. You can select literally by location, and they offer many different locations.
And also obviously Google.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to find
Yeah.
out, whatever manufacturer, whatever type of brand or clothing
Yeah.
line you want to launch, just type down literally in the Google sustainable clothing brand manufacturers in Europe, sustainable clothing brand manufacturers in
maybe-
Asia.
Maybe be a bit more specific. If you want to produce, let's say, swimwear, and you want to produce it in Portugal, then just in a Google, simple as that, write ethnically or sustainably made swimwear in Portugal.
Yeah.
If this is what you're looking
And
for.
most probably you will find some general registries of manufacturers. So for example, there are websites which are collecting all those European manufacturers on their site, and they are recommended by region. It's very similar to Alibaba, but for Europe.
Or you will find directly websites of the manufacturers if they have done good SEO for their website.
We would highly recommend you to go and visit your manufacturer before you make a decision, regardless if it's a local manufacturer. Obviously that's going to be much easier for you, but even if it's somewhere in Southeast Asia, buy yourself one way, not one way, return.
Maybe one way.
Like it was with us, but buy yourself a ticket, do yourself a little holiday, go and do
Yeah.
research, have a look how manufacturer look like. We will talk about every single bit of what to look out for while visiting manufacturer as
Yeah.
well in this video, in Bali specifically. Now for us, decision was pretty easy because from England we literally went to Bali, and we decided we want to support local Balinese economy. After some period of time, we
Yeah.
fell in love with the island, so we wanted to do it locally while we were in Bali, because we could visit our manufacturer, we could go and schedule a few viewings and get to know all the manufacturers, which was super important for us.
Yeah, and and it gave us options to see how is it produced, what to look for, and choose the right one for us.
This is the big thing, guys. You might think every manufacturer can produce everything basically, but that's not true at all. I would compare it to going to the doctor. If you have a specific problem with specific part of your body, you want to go to specialist because you're going to get quality. General doctor can give you a few advices, but that's not going to be quality. So that's the same with the manufacturers. Many manufacturers will be claiming they can produce this and that.
Well, in fact, they could do that, but you need to be aware that quality might suffer. and it won't be the same as if you, for example, again, swimwear. If you want to produce swimwear, it's always better to look for manufacturers who are specialized only into making swimwear and, let's say, activewear. If they are making dresses and t-shirts, obviously they can sew a swimsuit for you, but it won't be the same quality.
They won't have the same experience in sewing it. Guys, just quickly before we continue, we wanted to thank Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. If you are anything like us and you like to learn new skills or even take your existing skills to another level, Skillshare is perfect platform for you guys. There are many different classes for freelancers and entrepreneurs, including lifestyle, graphic design, social media, and so much more. All the premium classes are updated very frequently, and the best thing is there are absolutely no ads. We have been using Skillshare for almost 2 years now. Also, we recently started our own clothing brand, and the class we loved the most is called Starting a Successful Side Hustle by Ali Abdaal, our absolutely most favorite creator. In this class, Ali is discussing why you should start a side hustle, what side hustle can you start, and how to manage your time along your existing job and how to grow it so it becomes your main business. Entire catalog is now available with subtitles in Spanish, French, Portuguese, and also German language. So guys, if you are interested, we're gonna leave a link in the description, and the first 1,000 people who will click on it will get 1 month of Skillshare for free. Now let's go back to the video. Also, it is important to understand what kind of fabrics do they have experience working with.
Yeah, like in our case.
In our case, we produce everything using silk, 100% Mulberry silk. It was very difficult for us because most of the manufacturers didn't know.
Exactly. We had to narrow down and choose from few factories left on our list because most of them had no experience working with the silk. Like, working with the silk requires specific needles and specific threads and obviously experience. So many manufacturers didn't have it, so it wasn't an option for us.
Definitely on a visit, we suggest you to ask them what do they mostly work with, do they have experience with this or that fabric, and probably do research on the fabrics you want to use, better research what is the difference between fabrics, how to process it. Also guys, when approaching a manufacturer, it is super important to make it clear that you are in for a long term. They will treat you completely different than...
To change their attitudes as well.
Yeah, they will treat you as a long-term partner rather than in and out. And that is important in building a partnership and relationship with the manufacturer. Generally, there will be 2 types of manufacturers. First type will be the one which manufactures your clothing and creates samples.
And the second one will be all under one roof service. So basically they will do sampling, they will do manufacturing itself, they will source fabrics for you, do designs, tech packs, and everything else.
So basically all-inclusive service. That is what we were looking for, because it saves a lot of time. You know, you deal with the same batch of people, it is much easier. We managed to find all under one roof manufacturers in Bali as well. I'm pretty sure you will be able to find them elsewhere depending on your region.
However, the thing we realized was that all these manufacturers who offered everything under one roof were owned by foreigners, so it raised the prices drastically for everything.
For example, tech packs, which we mentioned. If you don't know what tech pack is, by the way, it's a just general document about the product, which contains some information about sizing,
technical
colors,
drawing,
how is it supposed to be cut, etc. So all information about the product is tech pack.
So basically this is something what is made by designers or technical designers.
If you want to outsource tech pack, if it's not included in the manufacturing process with your manufacturer, you will have to bring it or create it either by yourself or using somebody who can create it for you. We would recommend sites as Fiverr or Upwork
to outsource the designers who can produce it for you.
Anyways, when we approached foreign-owned manufacturers in Bali, they were asking for pretty high price for producing the tech packs, because they were asking, do you have a tech packs? We said no, can you make it? They were like, yes, but it's $650 per one product.
Some of them quoted as like incredible prices.
Yeah, which definitely made a difference, because once we approached local Balinese manufacturers, tech packs were basically just like included in the production. In fact, it wasn't included. It was like $5 per tech pack. We had like a 6 tech packs.
Yeah, so we paid like up to $10 for one, which is a massive difference. I think it is very important to understand that it's not enough to get a bunch of pictures from, let's say, Pinterest or anywhere else and just come with these pictures to your potential manufacturer and say, I want this dress, you know?
Like we did.
We tried, because we didn't know what we need to have in order to proceed with manufacturing.
That's why you're watching this video.
Exactly. So yeah, we quickly understood that is not enough and this is not the way they work. So be ready and make sure that either your manufacturer can make tech packs for you, as we mentioned, or you will have to outsource them.
It is definitely possible even to come with the picture from Pinterest, but it's going to be way longer process.
We like this from one style, this from another, and we wanted to create like something in between, like what we wanted.
What happened is they created samples for us, and those samples were just like there was no specification how long the cut should be and how deep the cut should be, etc. There were no numbers. They were just looking at the picture, trying to recreate that, which was super difficult. That's why we had to return our samples like 5-6 times easily. And each sampling costs some money, guys. So please bear on your mind, it's better to have definitely better to have a tech pack ready. Also, if your manufacturer will not be able to help you with the sourcing of fabrics, you will have to deal with the sourcing of fabrics by yourself. And if you will decide, for example, to source fabrics from abroad, that will come with some import taxes, import fees, which we knew very little about before we started.
We were not aware of that because we were considering China to see what is the quality of their fabrics, etc. So we ordered samples from China, literally this little envelope type of thing with samples of fabric colors.
$1. It costed $1.
It costed $1, and at the border we were charged 400% tax. Can you believe?
So then we were calculating, what if we order fabric worth of $2,000, $3,000, $5,000? If you will be charged the same 400% tax, that's crazy. In Bali, we can recommend you 4 different shops where to source fabrics. All of them are located in Denpasar. There is a very famous street in Denpasar which is literally loaded with
many independent stores which are selling different types of fabrics, like whatever you can imagine.
So first is called Bali Silk. Need to mention they don't only sell silk fabrics but also other high quality fabrics. Then there is very close to Bali Silk is a Bali Silk number 2 because they were so successful. They have a second branch. Now this shop is probably the most popular in Bali. It's called Silky Jaya. And fourth one is called Varna Jaya Bali. So these 4 I would definitely recommend for fabrics, and every manufacturer is trying to source fabrics over there. Okay guys, let's talk a little bit more about our own experience with looking for a manufacturer in Bali.
Yeah, and where did we look for manufacturers? So first of all, obviously we used Google, but we realized that most of the manufacturers we found through Google were foreign owned because most of the local manufacturers didn't even have a website. So we decided to try Facebook groups because in Bali you can find anything through the Facebook groups, and we got approached by, I don't know, 100 different manufacturers.
Literally a lot.
Yeah, so next step we did was we scheduled viewings. By the way, all the viewings, all the meetings with manufacturers, we were trying to schedule in the facility, in the manufacturing facility, because we had few who reached out to us and they wanted to meet in some coffee shops just to have a general chat, but we knew it's not gonna work for us because we wanted to see facility where the goods are produced itself.
We wanted to check on them straight away. Now guys, here are a few very important tips we wanted to give you when you will be going and visiting your manufacturers either in Bali or anywhere else. Definitely ask about capacity, so production capacity. That means how many products and how quickly can they produce.
Check the previous works. It's very important to see what did they make, what experience do they have, and how did it look in general.
And what fabric do they have experience working with. Also look at the previous projects over there, ask about who did they work, where are they clients from. If they have many clients from US, UK, France, you know, they have experience with international trading. Also, if they have experience like that, ask them about what kind of shipping do they use. It is super important to establish pricing since the beginning, so ask about exact prices.
Because they like to negotiate.
Specifically in Southeast Asia and in Bali, they love to negotiate. Prices won't be generally changing too much. You will see slight differences because they will be giving you estimates, but there should be no more than 5 to 10% difference in the price.
When we were visiting our potential manufacturers, we were paying a close attention to the working conditions and the environment around. It was important for us to see how workers are treated and under what conditions do they work.
We were also checking lightning, things like lightning and airflow. You would be surprised how little lightning some manufacturers had. We couldn't believe. We were like, how do these workers work here? It's so dark here. And obviously their standards are a little bit different.
It can generally it would reflect on the quality of the garment they produce.
Yeah, generally I would suggest you to trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. So if lightning doesn't seem right or anything else, just skip and go to another one. This is probably the biggest thing, guys. Please check straight away how they store the products they produce, even with previous partners or current partners, and ask them how do they store your products once they produce.
This is very important, and I would say cleanness of the facility is very, very important. Especially in Southeast Asia, they have a completely different cleanness standards than, for example, here in Europe.
Yeah.
So it will reflect a lot.
If they don't store it properly in the sealed boxes or anywhere else, obviously there is a lot of insects in Bali, also mold, humidity, etc., heat, and so on. All of that will have an impact on your products. And if your production takes like, for example, 2 months, and if it's not stored properly somewhere in a humid environment full of insects as well, you will see marks. It will cause a damage to your products. We basically paid so much more attention to how the products are stored. Please do that since beginning. You will save yourself a lot of issues.
And this is probably why we think it's very important to visit manufacturer, because if you've never been there, if you've never seen it, you will never know under what conditions it's produced.
Also, as I mentioned, shipping, many local manufacturers has got established relationships with the shipping companies. Will film a separate video about the shipping, because that literally deserves separate video. It's a lot of information. It's good to know if they have some relationships established, because that can be cheaper very often, because if manufacturers working with the shipping company for last 15 years, definitely they will get better prices than you if you would go as a newbie foreigner and approach a Balinese shipping company. Obviously price will be completely different. After you agree to work with a particular manufacturer, they will probably asking you for a PA, which is basically purchase agreement. It's a document which says how many of what products do I want, what quantities. There will be prices which you negotiate.
Yeah, and another thing, you need to have your deposit ready. We paid around 60%.
Yeah, I think standard in Bali will be 50 to 60% of overall cost. So have that deposit ready. I've
seen few factories asking us for 40, 30 and 40. So it depends.
Okay guys, so that will be it for today. If you have any more questions, leave a comment. We will be happy to answer any other cues you might have. Also, if you enjoyed this video, you can buy us a coffee. I'm gonna link it over here. Don't forget to check our clothing brand Les Silk. Link is in the description. Otherwise, we will see you in the next video very soon.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching.